California. To the world, it's the land of dreams, of Hollywood lights, tech billionaires, perfect beaches, and spiritual wellness. But underneath the palm trees and yoga mats, a stranger California lives. It's a place where people marry trees, pay to be buried alive, build portals for ghosts, and sing to dolphins in sacred rituals. These aren't metaphors, they're real. And once you see them, you won't unsee them. Let's begin in the forests of Northern California. At dawn, where mist clings to the ground and sunlight filters through ancient redwoods, a group stands barefoot before a tree wrapped in garlands. They are not here for a hike. They're here for a wedding. The bride wears white. The tree wears rings carved from driftwood. They exchange vows and whispers. This is called arboreal matrimony. It began as an eco-activist performance, a protest against deforestation. But something deeper grew. Some participants now claim they've formed emotional, even spiritual bonds with the trees they wed. One woman said she felt her tree speak to her, not in words, but in warmth. Another moved a tent beside her chosen tree and spends every weekend sleeping in its breath. To outsiders, it may look absurd, but to them, it's commitment, a lifelong vow to something rooted and real. 200 miles south, behind a nondescript office building in El Cajon, there's another group, dressed in robes stitched with planetary symbols. They are the Unarius Academy of Science, and they believe Earth ended in 2001. According to their teachings, a nuclear catastrophe destroyed humanity's physical world. But our souls were rescued by alien entities who placed us in a new frequency of reality. Their founder, Uriel, claimed to remember over 30 past lives, many of them spent on other planets. Her followers now channel beings from a 33-planet interplanetary confederation who guide us toward enlightenment. Each room in their center is painted in cosmic hues, covered in murals of galaxies and spaceships. Their mission isn't salvation, it's preparation for the day aliens return, not to invade, but to welcome us into universal harmony. Sound strange? For them, it's scripture, and they're still waiting. Now, picture this. You're alone. It's Christmas. There's no one left to call, unless you hire them. In Los Angeles, an industry exists where you can pay actors to become your family. It's called Rent a Relative. Need a mom for a dinner party? A father to walk you down the aisle? A child for emotional therapy? There's someone who will play that part. Some clients use it for appearances, but many are just lonely. One woman has rented the same daughter for 5 years. They speak daily, celebrate holidays together, laugh, cry, argue, like any mother and child. Except it's all a script, and yet somehow it isn't. Because in a city built on performance, sometimes the only thing that feels real is the lie you pay for. Far from that artificial world, deep in the Sierra Nevada, another group is rejecting modern life altogether. They call themselves time walkers, families who live like it's 1850. There are no phones, no internet, no cars. They wear frontier clothes, cook over fires, use handmade tools, and teach their children survival instead of school curriculum. Their belief? That technology corrupts. That the Industrial Revolution, not the atom bomb, was the real fall of man. Children grow up learning how to forge iron, trap rabbits, and read the sky like a compass. One teenager said he's never seen a movie, but he's caught a bear. They don't play dress up. They believe they're rebuilding a lost world. Meanwhile, beneath those same forests, something more ancient stirs. They call it mycotheology, mushroom worship. Here, psychedelic fungi are not drugs. They're divine messengers sent by the earth to awaken human consciousness. Followers fast for days. Then, at sunrise, they ingest mushrooms in silence, surrounded by forest altars. They speak of visions, of ancestors, of gods made of bark and soil, of languages sung by wind. One man described hearing the forest think. Another said he met his unborn child, made of light and laughter. This is not recreation, it's resurrection. But not all rebirth comes through vision. Some comes through burial. In Los Angeles, there's a therapy that asks one simple question. Are you ready to die? Rebirthing burial therapy involves stepping into a hand-carved coffin. You're sealed inside, lowered into the earth, and left in silence for up to half an hour. No light, no sound, just wood, weight, and breath. It's meant to simulate death, a confrontation with the ultimate fear. When the coffin opens, people cry, scream, laugh. One woman said she saw her childhood as if watching from above. A man claimed he spoke to his dead brother in the dark. The ritual is both terrifying and freeing. And when they rise, it's not just out of the grave, it's into a new life. But what happens when the spirits don't leave? In San Jose, a mansion was built not to live in, but to trap ghosts. Sarah Winchester, widow of the Rifle Empire, believed she was cursed by the spirits of those killed by her family's invention. To appease them, she built endlessly, for 38 years. Staircases that lead nowhere, windows inside floors, doors that open into brick walls. The house is a maze, designed to confuse the dead. Some say it worked. Visitors report cold spots, whispers, footsteps that stop behind you. Psychics call it a portal. Sarah called it protection, and she never stopped building. Not until her death. But what if spirits aren't trapped in buildings, but in the ocean? On California's coast, a group called the Cetacean Nation believes dolphins are divine beings. They gather at sunrise, singing harmonic tones and sending telepathic messages into the sea. They believe dolphins are here to guide us, to offer healing, to forgive our destruction, to remind us of how to feel. Some say a dolphin cured their depression. Others believe their dreams have been visited by dolphin ancestors. It may sound surreal, but the connection they feel is as deep as the ocean itself. And finally, the ritual that burns. In hidden forest groves, a group gathers barefoot at dusk. They anoint themselves with sacred oils, and they walk through fire. They call it the flame walk. Some just walk, others kneel in the coals. A few lie in burning circles, chanting as flames lick the edges of their skin. They say pain is purification. That fire is not destructive, it's cleansing. One follower describes seeing her trauma leave her body in smoke. They don't fear the flame, they trust it. Because here, suffering isn't punishment, it's proof of transformation. So now you've seen it. The other California, the one of sacred trees, alien confessions, resurrected souls, and voices in the sea. You won't find these rituals in travel guides, but they're real, and they're practiced every day by people who believe, not because they're lost, but because they're found. The only question is, would you try one? Subscribe for more stories from the edge of belief, and tell us in the comments, which ritual would you dare to live?